Lahat ng tawanan, lahat ng iyong all-time hits. Ang tanging huntahan ng Masanggamaw. Number 1 sa Mega Manila, nationwide pa. Broadcasting from TVH Group of Networks. Dito lang sa inyong iisang himpilan. Cool FM. You are listening to Cool FM, live from Cool Studios. This is Cool News at 4.
Good afternoon, and this is Cool News at 4. Work in government and classes at all levels in Metro Manila were ordered suspended by Malacanan on Tuesday afternoon as rains continued due to the typhoon-enhanced southwest monsoon. The government work and class suspensions will start at 2 p.m. according to Palace Memorandum Circular number 57 signed by Executive Secretary Logos Prasamin. In view of the continuous rainfall brought about by the southwest monsoon and Typhoon Karina, work in government offices and classes at all levels in the National Capital Region are hereby suspended at 2 p.m. today, 23rd of July 2024, the memorandum reads. However, those agencies whose functions involve the delivery of basic and health services, preparedness, response to disasters and calamities, and or the performance of other vital services shall continue with their operations and render the necessary services, it also states. As for the suspension of work in the private sector, Malacanan said it shall be subject to the discretion of respective companies. And now let's get into the news alert, weather forecast by cool weather, as Metro Manila and other areas nearby were under orange rainfall warning and may experience floods on Tuesday afternoon, the Pagkasa said. As of 2 p.m., Pagkasa said the southwest monsoon, which is locally called Habagat, was affecting Metro Manila, Cavite, Bataan, and Zambales, as well as parts of Batangas, such as the towns of Tuay, Nagsugbo, Lian, Calatacan, and Balakayan. Areas under the orange rainfall warning will receive between 50 millimeters and 30 millimeters of rain for the next 2 hours, according to the State Weather Agency. Severe rains, flooding, and landslides may occur in areas under the orange rainfall warning. A yellow rainfall warning, meanwhile, was raised over Rizal, Bulacan, Pampanga, Tarlac, Laguna, and the rest of Batangas, Pagkasa noted, adding that flooding is possible in low-lying areas of these provinces. Places under the yellow rainfall warning will experience between 7.5 mm and 50 mm of rain within an hour, which may continue in the next 2 hours. According to Pagkasa's 11 a.m. bulletin, Typhoon Karina slightly intensified and continued to push the southwest monsoon. The typhoon was last located 320 kilometers east of Basco, Batanes, packing maximum sustained winds of 140 kilometers per hour and gustiness up to 170 kilometers per hour. Pagkasa placed Batanes towns Ibayat, Basco, Mahatio, Uyagan, and Ivana under tropical cyclone wind signal number 2. It also raised the tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 in over the following areas, which is the rest of Batanes, Cagayan, including Aloyan Islands, eastern portion of Isabela, northern portion of Apayao, northern portion of Ilos Norte, northern portion of Aurora, Polillo Islands, Calaguas Island, and northern portion of Catanduanes. Senate President Francis Chis Escudero and Senator Rafi Tulfo sought the suspension of the controversial PUV modernization program until all issues surrounding it were resolved. The lawmakers aired their stance during the Senate Committee on Public Service hearing about the PUB Modernization Act on Tuesday, July 23. Escudero said he has been objecting to the PUB modernization plan, noting that it was not well thought out and would only burden the transport sector. If the amount of 2.5 million pesos each, where will the operator or the driver get the payment? No matter what calculation you do to pay the monthly installment of on a PUV worth 2.5 million pesos, even if the driver overworks and becomes a hunchback, 24 hours of driving won't be enough to pay that while the operator and the driver still profit, the Senate chief pointed out. Escudero urged Tufo, chairperson of the Senate Committee on Public Services, to file a resolution expressing the sense of the Senate and calling on President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to temporarily suspend the PUVMP. So instead of a bill or in addition to it, we can immediately pass a resolution expressing the sense of a Senate that urges and calls on the President to temporarily suspend the program until all the issues, all the problems, questions, financial matters related to this modernization are answered, said Escudero. Escudero expressed high hopes regarding the appeal, especially after the President's explosive State of the Nation address, where he publicly announced the immediate banning of Philippine offshore gaming operators nationwide. For the Senate chief, Marcos' directive order that means that he listens and he is sensitive to the pulse and opinion of the people. Tufo received Escudero's proposal well, agreeing to file such a resolution. Definitely, absolutely. I will file a resolution to suspend his PUVMP, and if my colleagues in the Senate will support me, majority, minority, and even the Senate President, then so be it, said Tufo during his panel's public hearing about the PUV Modernization Act on Tuesday. In return, Escudero said he is willing to help Tufo get majority signatures should he file the resolution in the coming days. The government's PUV modernization plan seeks to revise the country's franchising system in a bid to deliver the safe and comfortable transport. Despite apprehensions publicly aired by the transport sector, Marcos earlier maintained that no driver will lose their jobs and livelihood under the PUVMP. Solicitor General Bernardo Guevara on Tuesday said Philippine offshore gaming operators, or POGOs, must now start winding up operations as President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. announced a ban on all their activities by the end of the year. Guevara remarked at a media briefing after the signing of a memorandum of agreement with the Commission on Elections. He was asked for his reaction to Marcos' announcement during his third State of the Nation address on Monday. We interpret that to mean that no new POGO operations will be allowed, Guevara said. I suppose that the appropriate administrative issuance will be made by the Office of the President in order to implement this policy statement, he added. Marcos also slapped the grave abuse and disrespect that POGOs have brought to the country. Discussing as legitimate entities, their operations have ventured into illicit areas furthest from gaming, such as financial scamming, money laundering, prostitution, human trafficking, kidnapping, brutal torture, and even murder. The grave abuse and disrespect to our system of laws must stop, he said. Meanwhile, Labor Secretary Bienvenido Lagusma assured the employees of POGOs that they will be taken care of amid the ban on POGOs. The Liberal Party has lauded President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s third State of the Nation address, but the opposition group said it will continue to monitor whether his promises will be fulfilled. In a statement sent out by LP spokesperson and former Senator Delima de Lima late Monday night, the party said Marcos' promises were a welcome development, especially since they have advocated for the banning of Philippine offshore gaming operators and a firm stance on the West Philippine Sea. The Liberal Party wholeheartedly accepts the announcement of President Bobo Marcos in his SONA about banning POGOs within our territory. It has been a stand of the party since the administration of Rodrigo Duterte. Regarding this, we congratulate Senator Risa Hontiveros for her fearless and tireless work in revealing the problems brought by POGOs into the country. It said. The party also aligns itself with the position of President Marcos regarding the topic of the West Philippine Sea. This is ours, and it is only correct that we insist on international laws and agreements so that we can get a peaceful resolution, it added. According to the LP, they will continue to watch on the promises of change and will continue to advocate for issues where the government's response is lacking. Marcos drew standing ovations after he announced a ban on all POGOs and said that the Philippines' ownership of the West Philippine Sea is not an imagination. LP President and ALPA First District District Representative Edsel Lotman acknowledged that Marcos' SONA was well delivered, but he said that key details on how the president will implement programs are lacking. LP also said that Marcos started his SONA on the right foot as he acknowledged the problems faced by Filipinos, like the rising prices of basic goods. However, the party agreed with Lotman's view that details on how to improve the country's standing on different facets were not provided. We also acknowledged the solutions presented by President Marcos regarding the sea rises in the country, but we just asked that there would be a clear explanation on where the funds for the infrastructure projects will be sourced from, especially since we come from an administration that would explicitly spend public funds and relied heavily on loans, LP said. There are interventions that clearly need additional action. For example, in responding to the education crisis, because it has been proven several times that our students have been left behind. Smuggling and corruption were also mentioned, but what is the solution that addresses this problem? The bloodless drug war is commendable, but how about the justice for extrajudicial killings victims? The party asked. According to the party, there must be a plan on how to improve the Philippines' economic standing to turn the country into an attractive investment hub. Regarding the economy, it is not enough for us to focus only on first aid solutions for industries. There should be a plan to ensure the growth of businesses and to assist enterprises affected by rising prices of goods, LP added. 8 persons were reported dead due to tropical cyclones Puchoy and Karina. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council (NDRRMC) said on Tuesday. The NDRRMC said 7 deaths have been validated, while 1 is still for validation. 4 of the deaths were reported in Zamboanga Peninsula, 2 in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, and 1 each in Northern Mindanao and Davao Region. Meanwhile, 2 were reported injured and 1 missing in Northern Mindanao. A total of 866,483 families were affected by the 2 tropical cyclones. The NDRRMC pegged damage to agriculture at 8.7 million pesos, while damage to infrastructure was estimated at 700,000 pesos. As of Tuesday, Karina slightly intensified as tropical cyclone wind signal number 2 was raised over Batanes, while 9 other areas are at TCWS number 1. Pucho exited the Philippine area of responsibility on Sunday. Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez has asked lawmakers to quickly craft a bill seeking to ban Philippine offshore gaming operators' logos after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. mentioned it during his third State of the Nation address. In a statement on Tuesday, Romualdez said he convened a meeting immediately after the SONA on Monday. I met with House leaders and top secretary officials last night in my office. I asked them to come up with a proposed legislative measure that will put to a halt all POGO operations in the country effective December 2024 as ordered by the President, he said. This, however, will not stop the ongoing House investigation into the criminal and other illegal activities linked to POGO. Hopefully, the House can learn from the hearings on the modus operandi and the brains behind these activities as part of inputs for the proposed measure that we will be crafting, he added. According to Romualdez, the House Secretary officials informed him that there are several bills and resolutions seeking to ban POGOs. Among these are House Bill number 5082 from Manila 6th District Representative Bienvenido Ablante Jr. and House Bill number 10525 from ACT Teachers Party List Representative Franz Castro, Gabriel Party List Representative Alin Rosas, and Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel. The following resolutions also seek to ban POGOs. House Resolution number 503 filed by Rizal 4th District Representative Juan Vital Nograles. House Resolution number 11975 filed by Cagayan de Oro City 2nd District Representative Rufus Rodriguez. House Resolution number 1524 also filed by the Makabayan Bloc, and privilege speech of OFW Party List Representative Marisa Maxino. Romualdez said these bills must be harmonized into one substitute bill that is acceptable to all stakeholders who participated in the committee hearings. I am requesting all the committee chairs concerned to give this a priority. For the House Committee on Public Order and Safety to submit a comprehensive report and recommendations to the Committee on Games and Amusement as soon as possible. And for the House Committee on Games and Amusements to come up with a committee report for immediate plenary deliberation, the Speaker said. I want all pieces in the total pogo ban covered in the proposed measure. We have to ensure that the operators will not just resort to guerrilla operators or go undercover. The law must be crafted with ironclad provisions to prevent a resurrection of these criminal and illegal activities, he added. Marcos received outstanding ovation after he announced a ban on all pogos, citing the problems that these have brought to the Philippines, like rising crime rates. The president also instructed the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Operation to wind down and cease the operations of pogos by the end of the year. According to Romeo Alves, a law is still needed despite Marcos' order so that the ban on pogos will extend beyond Marcos' term. We want this to become a legacy of President Marcos. We will ensure that syndicated criminals can no longer move using pogos, and we will hold the masterminds and the leaders of the syndicate accountable, the speaker said. Marcos' call for a total ban on pogos drew cheers even from the opposition. Coming up, Escudero on Alice Goes B, show up, follow Senate rules first. And government allots 9.5 billion pesos for employees' 2025 medical allowance according to DBM. And plus more international and along with national headlines coming up. Stick around, it is now 60 minutes past 4 and we will be right back. Welcome back to Cooking and Four. Apologies for the background outside right now since I have to start cooking because my sister wanted me to start cooking right now. But anyways, let's continue with the headlines. Senate President Francis G. Escudero is not about to give up into suspended Bamba Mayor Alice Go's request until she shows up in the Senate and follows its rules. The Senate has ordered Go's request and arrest following her continued failure to face its probe into the illegal activities of Philippine offshore gaming operators. Although I understand the understanding she's asking for, until she shows up and follows the Senate rules, I cannot accept any request made in her letter, not only for understanding but also for also to help her constituents because there is a vice mayor who has taken her place to continue the government work in Pampanga. Escudero said in an interview at the Senate on Tuesday. Escudero was referring to Guo's letter to him dated July 22. In the letter, Guo apologized to Escudero as she early questioned why Senators Sherwin Cachillian, Risa Hontiveros, and other officers seem sophisticated on her instead of focusing on many critical issues facing the country. Guo also appealed to the Senate leadership to help her constituents as she could not fulfill her duties while she is suspended. Here, a second. The Office of the Ombudsman has suspended Guo due to the charges lodged against her over her alleged ties to an illegal Philippine offshore gaming operators in Pampa. She has repeatedly denied the allegations. The as for Escudero, Guo should face the Senate so the lift of warrant of arrest against her could be lifted. She should be properly advised by her lawyers to face and conclude this chapter in the Senate so that she can focus and concentrate on the cases she is facing at the DOJ with the Solicitor General and at the Santiago Bayan. Escudero reiterated that the Senate could guarantee Go's safety should she decide to participate in the fraud. We will ensure her security, and once she attends and confirms her presence, we can lift her contempt and warrant of arrest. That's our guarantee to her. Okay. The Department of Budget and Management said a total of 9.5 billion pesos has been set aside for government workers' medical allowance in 2025. The DPM's announcement came a day after President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. delivered his State of the Nation address where he promised additional benefits in the form of medical allowance to government employees. Our government employees shall have reliable medical allowance as an additional benefit next year, the president said in his third SONA at the Batasan Pambansa on Monday, July 22. Give me a second. Trying to put the frozen hot dog back into the freezer. Give me one moment. Okay, got it. According to the DBM, each government worker will receive a medical allowance as an additional benefit next year. I'm sorry, I confused the sentence. Okay. According to the DBM, each government worker will receive
a medical allowance as a subsidy to help maintain maintenance organization HMO benefits or HMO type benefits by next year. For its implementation, a total of 9.5 billion pesos has been allocated under the malicious miscellaneous personal benefits fund for 2025. It said in a statement Tuesday. The medical allowance covers employees under national government agencies, state universities and government-owned or controlled corporations of the executive department. By giving medical allowance to our civil servants, we can help them reduce their medical expenses if necessary and ensure their health is taken care of, said DBM Secretary Amena Bagadanman. Gutter deep floods hit some roads in Metro Manila amid persistent rains since Tuesday morning. The, Metropol- the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority (MMDA) said. Based on the MMDA's advisory, 8-inch high floodwater submerged portions of the following roads as of 11:58 a.m. July 23. So based on the MMDA's advisory, oh sorry, I already read that one. So Quezon City, Bali Tanwak northbound and southbound, Darrow Bridge and B, E Road, Arianta and B and SV, Mandaluyong City, Shaw Exas southbound, Caloocan City, Math Archer Cali Uno, southbound, Andrew Tramo intersection for Pasay City, City of Manila, Espana M. de la Fuente eastbound and westbound, and that's the locations. Then I have to look for a new one. Okay, sorry about the background earlier, but give me a second. The House of Representatives suspended its session on Tuesday due to inclement weather brought by the southwest monsoon and Typhoon Karina. Liberty Majority Leader and Batangas 4th District Representative Linda Valilla moved to suspend the session until 3 p.m. on Wednesday, July 24. Deputy Speaker Roberto Bruno approved it. Earlier at noon, Manakanan suspended work in government and classes at all levels in Metro Manila due to the bad weather. Work and class suspensions would start at 2 p.m. according to Palace Memorandum Circular number 57 signed by Executive Secretary Lucas Persamen. A Philippine Merchant Marine Academy (BMMA) cadet who went missing after swimming on the beach was found dead Monday in Barangay Isidro, Town, Zambales. In a statement released Monday night, BMMA confirmed the death of Cadet Eggy Pegoro, who drowned after swimming in Barangay La Paz, San Narciso Town. Pegoro and four fellow fourth-class cadets reportedly went swimming around 3 p.m. on July 19 during their official shore leave. PMMA requested that the uploader take down the video circulating online, which captured the recovery of Pegoro's body. The school also asked the public to refrain from sharing it. We ask that you consider the emotional impact this has on those close to mid and for CL Pegoro, the statement read. Okay, give me a second. And PMMA extended its deepest condolence to Pegoro's family and friends and urged everyone to respect the privacy of Pegoro's family. Okay, give me a second again.
The operations of all Pasig ferry stations were suspended on Tuesday due to inclement weather, according to the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority. In a Facebook post, MMDA made the announcement advising commuters to stay safe amid heavy rains. Below is the list of all Pasig ferry stations, so here are the following: Pinagbuhatan, San Joaquin, Maybunga, Calawagan, Guadalupe, Venezuela, Hulo, Pampingan, Santa Ana, PUP, Loton, Escolta, and Quinta. Aside from this, classes within Metro Manila were likewise suspended due to heavy rains brought by the effects of Typhoon Karina and the southwest monsoon, locally known as Habagat. And now, the Philippine Coast Guard on Tuesday confirmed that two China Coast Guard ships sailed near El Nido, Palawan. It's actually moving and it's not stationary, said Comrade J. Torella, PCG spokesperson for the West Philippine Sea, in an interview with reporters. It did not approach El Nido, it went north again, Torella said. West Philippine Sea Monitoring Powell said the two CCG ships with hull number 3015 and 3301 passed about 40 nautical miles from El Nido. China sent two Coast Guard ships on an intrusive patrol to assert its sovereignty claims over the West Philippine Sea. Powell, program head of Stanford University's Guardian Knot Center for National Security Innovation, which monitors Chinese vessels' activity in South China Sea, said in a post on X on Monday morning. Meanwhile, Torella said CCG 5901, the so-called monster ship, remains in Escoda Sabina Shoal as of Tuesday. CCG's gigantic patrol cutter, which is the largest Coast Guard vessel in the world, has been deployed off Escoda Shoal since July 3. PRB Teresa Mangua was deployed in Escoda Shoal on April 16 to become the longest deployed PCG asset in the West Philippine Sea, following suspected reclamation activities around the shore. Torella said the enormous ship's distance from BRB Teresa Mangua is about 0.57 nautical miles or about 1 kilometer. And the Commission on Human Rights condemned the reported planning of evidence by two Batangas police officers that led to the unlawful killing of a man in Quezon Province. CHR Chairperson Richard Papalatok said the action of the policemen was a violation of the victim's right to life. He said the involved police officers must face the full extent of the law. Master of Sergeant Juan Macararik and SGT Michi Perez from the Batangas Provincial Police Office recently admitted there was no bypass operation against Brian Ledesma on May 28, and that they planted pieces of evidence such as money, gun, and quote-unquote shabu on Ledesma to imply his involvement in the illegal drug trade. The CHR condemns this act as it not only resulted in an unlawful killing but also violated the fundamental right to life of the victim, Papa Watak said in a statement Tuesday. It is imperative that the police officers implicated in this grievous act face the full extent of the law for their actions, he added. Macararik and Perez admitted to planning evidence on Caldersman during a hearing of the House Committee on Public Order on July 15. The two police officers were likewise scolded during the public hearing for omitting crucial information from the affidavit of Ledesma's brother, Adrian. The Perez pointed a gun at him and told him to leave. The CHR said the killing of Ledesma is a violation of Articles 10 and 11 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and Article 14 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which entitle everyone to a fair trial and the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. The human rights body also said the investigation of the Provincial Internal Affairs Service of the Batangas Police Provincial Office should lead to the filing of charges against officers who violated the protocols. Ensuring that those responsible are held accountable is crucial in restoring public trust in law enforcement and in preventing future violations, the CHR stressed. Okay, it is now 18 minutes before 5, and we will have more headlines, including entertainment headlines, coming up right here on koolNews at 4, so stick around, we will be right back. Welcome back to koolNews at 4. Let's continue now. Now let's do the fact check of SONA 2024 from Inquiry Focus. So let's get into that now. In his third State of the Nation address, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., aside from announcing a ban on Philippine offshore gaming operators, touched on several other topics ranging from agriculture to the upcoming Paris Olympics. This report by Inquiry Focus fact-checks the President's claim on these topics as well as closing remarks which quoted a prominent English philosopher. So, what Marcos said, totoo, puwasa ng merkado sa ating bansa at maging sa buong daigdig ang silyang ng didikta ng presyo. Bungsod ito halimbawa ng giveaway, problema sa supply at puwersa ng kaligsakan tulad ng El Nino na naranasan din sa ibang bansa. So, the rating is inaccurate. While market forces made prices higher, a local think tank, Ipon Foundation, previously said that the government should be blamed too for the high inflation prints, saying that its interventions have not done a lot to address the problem and assist the poorest of the poor. The government last year also pointed to smugglers and hoarders as the only reason for the record high prices, especially of rice, according to Ipon Foundation. Next one, sa kabila ng mga hamon na ating kinaharap, na saksihan natin ang pinakamataas na ani ng palay sa bansa nito nakalipas na taon. Pumalo ito sa lagpas 20 milyong tonelada, ang pinakamataas na ani mula noon 1987. The rating is correct. Based on data from PSA and DA, last year's palay output was 1.5% higher than 19.76 million metric tons in 2022. Rice consumption is already at 30.5 million metric tons, but since a 50-day buffer is required, 1.85 million metric tons more was needed. What Marcos said, local na production pa rin ang ating mas bibigyan ng halaga. The rating, well, incomplete. It needs more context. Marcos issued EO62 last month, slashing the tariff on imported rice to 15% from 35%. While this is seen to bring down retail prices of rice, the reduced tariff is expected to hurt local farmers. Based on data from the Bureau of Plant Industry, 2.17 million metric tons of imported rice have arrived as of June 6. Sources from Malakanan and Bureau of Plant Industry. Next one, kaya pagtuloy ating sinusuportahan ang sektor ng agricultural upang mapabilis, mapadali at mapalakas na ang produksyon mula sa pangpula, pag-ani at paghuli hanggang sa pagbiyahe at pagbenta at upang maiwasan din ang pagkasira ng mga produkto. Well, the ratings is incomplete. NETA had, and of course, it needs more context. NETA had said that the government is working diligently to assist the agriculture sector, pointing out that from 2022 to 2024, the aid's budget increased by 69%. Ipon Foundation pointed out, however, that the sector only grew 1.2% since 2022, not even half of the average since 2001. As pointed out by Ipon Foundation, government interventions should be enough to lift farmers, even fisher folks, from being the poor sectors of the population at 30% and 30.6% respectively. And that's a lot more fact checks here. So if you guys are interested in looking at the fact check from Inquiry, you can look into Inquire website for more details. And let's get into entertainment headlines. American rapper Snoop Dogg will be among the carriers of the Olympic flame this Friday as it makes its final runs before the Paris Games opening ceremony. Snoop Dogg will carry it through the streets of Saint Denis, the ethnically diverse northern Paris suburb that is home to the Olympic Stadium and Aquatic Center. The town's mayor Mathieu Hanotin told AFP on Monday. Other carriers in the Saint Denis Friday will include French actress Laetitia Casta, French rapper MC Solar, and Ukraine retired pole vaulter Sergei Bubka. The Olympic frame has spent 2 months crossing France, and Friday morning it will be carried through the Athletes Village, which straddles Saint Denis and neighboring Saint Ouen, before going to the Olympic Stadium and the Aquatics Center a few kilometers away. Snoop Dogg, age of 52, was born in Greater Los Angeles, which will host the next games in 2028. The torch relay will not be the rapper's only appearance at the 24 Games, as he will also be an Olympic commentator for U.S. television station NBC. Concerns are growing over an increasing number of K-pop bands facing plagiarism accusations, with recent cases involving popular groups like New Jeans and Lisa of Blackpink. Recently, English just funk band Shakatak reportedly appointed a domestic law firm in Korea to represent the group's interests and issued a foreign notice demanding that New Jeans cease using its latest hit Bubblegum and compensate for damages. In the letter of claim sent to Adore, the music label for New Jeans and its parent company, Hippie last month, Wise Music Group argued that New Jeans Bubblegum, written by 250, Oscar Bell, Sophie Simons, and Gigi, unlawfully incorporated elements of the band's Easier Said Than Done without the consent of the British music publisher. Wise Music Group, the copyright holder of Shakatak's song, further stated that Bubblegum violates copyright laws and demanded that Adore take corrective actions. Adore confirmed it was aware of the issue Thursday but denied the allegations. Bubblegum does not unlawfully use Shakatak's composition, and we have requested an authoritative analyst report to prove this. Shakatak's team replied on June 21 that they would provide the report soon, but we have yet to receive it, another official said. The burden of proof lies with the accuser, and Shakatak needs to provide the report to substantiate the claims. New Jeans is not alone. Lisa of Blackpink has also been accused similarly by Gabriel Moses, the director of American rapper Travis Scott's music video for Finn. He shared a screenshot of an anonymous tip via email on Instagram on July 4, accusing Lisa of blatantly imitating a scene from Finn in her video for Rockstar. 2 days later, Moses further said on social platform X, "They reached out to my editor to work on this, by the way, and Finn was the reference. He said nah, and they did it anyway. Enjoy the rest of your day." Lisa had remained silent on the issue as of Friday. Even K-pop agencies are suing each other over claims of copying one another's single, concepts, and choreography. After Adore CEO Min Hee-jin accused Elite, a rookie K-pop girl brand under Believe Lab, of imitating New Jeans in April, Believe Lab filed both criminal and civil lawsuits against men for obstruction of business and defamation. Believe Lab and Adore are both subsidiaries of Hippie. Music critic Lim Yi-yoon attributed the increase in plagiarism claims from overseas musicians to the global popularity of K-pop and its enlarged market size. K-pop has become significantly more well-known and widely discussed. The listener base has expanded globally, leading to more plagiarism accusations that might not have surfaced before, Lim said Thursday. Given the enormous growth of the K-pop market, it's reasonable to assume that foreign artists who raise plagiarism issues are motivated by financial interest. Lim also mentioned that Bubblegum not only resembles Shakatak's Easier Said Than Done, but also other songs like Tough Punk's Lose Yourself to Dance due to recent pop music trends of using strong and addictive hooks with fewer than 5 notes in the melody. The melody of New Jeans Bubblegum is quite universal and appealing, something that many people can easily imagine. If we start scrutinizing this way, we could find numerous songs that might be subject to plagiarism disputes, Lim added. The Korea Music Copyright Association states it cannot determine plagiarism issues independently. Plagiarism requires a final judgment from the courts for us to take follow-up actions. Currently, decisions on whether to make royalty payments are based on court rulings, requests from the original song's creators, and association regulations, a KMCA official said Thursday. And looks like we are now running out of time, so that will be it for Cool News at 4. As always, you can get in touch with us at tvh.philippines.news@gmail.com. And we will be back with more headlines later with Cool News at 6 and Cool News Primetime at 9. Until then, I am Cairo, aka Aspir, and we will see you later for more headlines at 6. Goodbye for now.